How are we all doing tonight? I am actually going solo tonight on Conductor Thursday. We have some interesting news to talk about with Universal Studios Hollywood. I also want to bring up some HHN news. I also want to talk about Universal's future and maybe a little bit of Disneyland. So we're going to talk about multiple things on Conductor Thursday tonight. So it's going to be a fun show. I can assure you. I'm going to try to do my best solo, but you guys are all in for a treat. How's everyone doing tonight? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Post in the comments. I just want to make sure everything's doing okay. I'm using my backup system. A few weeks ago, my computer blew up, so I'm using my laptop. So hopefully everything's working okay. I know I had a little bit of issue last week with Tommy Toon World. That's why I kind of went a little later on Conductor Thursday last week. So let me know if you can see me, hear me, all that stuff. That way I know I'm good. But first of all, I want to ask how everyone's doing tonight. I hope everyone's doing okay. Like I said, we have some big news coming out of Universal with the Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift Coaster. Very exciting stuff. So I'm gonna actually share my screen so you can see it. These are courtesy pictures of Crystal and Chris, and I actually have a video that's courtesy of American Coaster Network, but we're going to take a quick look at the pictures, a quick look at the pictures from Crystal and Chris, which are definitely good friends of the channel. So let's do that right now. And let me just make sure. Okay, can you guys see this screen? Hopefully you can. One thing we're going to look at, they added more track from the launch part. And what I'm talking about, let me click on it. Okay, so this launch part here has been installed quite some time ago, at least about 2 months ago, if not close to 2 months ago. They just added literally this piece right here and then going down. So we do have more movement on the Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift Coaster, which is very exciting. Look how close that is to the escalators. That's insane. It's freaking awesome that they installed this. This was only a couple days ago. Shout out to Crystal and Chris for getting these pictures, by the way. Thank you guys so much for providing that for us. But just look at that. Going off the launch and then doing that hard dive turn. Man, that's going to be a fun coaster. I cannot wait to see that. It is going to be an absolute blast, without a doubt. It's going to be fun. It's literally going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm super stoked for it. I can't even tell you how stoked I am for this coaster. I know Universal announced 2026. I don't believe that. I'm sorry. I just don't believe that. I think it's going to be an early 2025. Or not early, I mean late 2025. I'm thinking November, December, maybe even October 2025. We could see soft openings for the coaster, where they're still working on the landscaping and stuff like that, but the coaster will be ready. I have a feeling, and don't hold me to that, but I do have a feeling on that one. You know what? Let's watch the video from American Coaster Network. And again, this is all credit to him. Definitely follow him on his channel, on his YouTube, on his Instagram. Guy is absolutely amazing. Let me know if you can hear this. I don't know if you can, but please let me know if you can hear it.
Hey guys, how's it going? Chris here with AC, and I'm back at Universal Studios Hollywood for another update on Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. It's been only 5 days since my last visit. I'm quite excited to see what they've done. It's pretty impressive how tight everything is here. I mean, just the mess of supports and track. It's pretty impressive how tight everything is. Get a better look at things. But yeah, you can see where it's dropping off, going out that direction, and then it's going to twist, go over this fire road, and drop down the hill on the other side there. They've also filled in behind that retaining wall quite a bit more since last time. And hopefully, I'm going to stay here until 6 o'clock when the park closes. Hopefully, I can see another section of track going here. Also interesting, I've said this before, is that they're doing this in like weird sections, like little starting at one end and continuing along in one linear path, like I've seen a lot of other coasters built. Here's that massive footing again. This is going to be really, really, really awesome to see when it's all done. Here we are with a different angle. So you can see where it's dropping down here. It's going to curve to the left. And then that giant footing there with a little tiny baby support on top of it, that's where it's going to curve to the right. And then it's going to...
So before we go any farther, I do have to say, without a doubt, this is pretty exciting stuff. Like I was at Universal last time I was there was opening weekend at HHN. I think this is the second or third week the event has been live, and they added way more supports than when I was there just 2 weeks ago. And they added all that track, which is absolutely amazing. Again, this is courtesy of American Coaster Network.
Hop over the fire road here and go down the hill on the other side.
Which means everyone can take your brand and sip it, work in it.
Down here, they're still working on that footing and getting everything else prepped for more supports. Station looking awesome. And then, of course, over here, wow, just absolutely breathtaking. This entire project is so phenomenal.
And I do have to say, American Coaster Network, he's always caught footage of them, or of the track already being installed before he even got there. So he finally, after all this time, and kudos to him for catching actual live footage. In this video, you'll see it, actual live footage, track being jumped to that spot. Can everyone see me? Okay, good.
To look at.
Let me see if I could jump.
Brad, seeing I was almost going to go on Jurassic World, and then I decided not to, and as I turned around, I saw that crane moving, and so I ran back up here, and oh, I am so glad I did. Oh, this is going to be awesome.
He's super
I almost
excited.
tripped. Rad.
I'm stoked for him.
Of course, I got the sun shining at me, but see if I can get a good angle here.
Look at how close that track is.
They're still getting it all adjusted before
That is insane.
they lift it up. They're getting it in close orientation to how it's going to lay in place there. That is going to be rad to see.
Is scared to ride.
Doesn't that just look so incredible hanging there by the crane? As they prep to get this piece of track installed, underneath there you can see there's a strap and a chain, and they have that on a ratchet so they can adjust this piece of track that's already in place. There's also a rope up at the top there, and kind of same thing. They can make little micro adjustments as they fly this piece of track in, because it's not going to exactly line up. You got to fudge it just a little bit. Okay, there it finally goes. It's been about 45 minutes since I ran over here, and just a bunch of hurry up and wait, but finally a piece of track going in place, or at least me catching a piece of track going in place. This is so cool. One of a lot of pieces of track. Track work, but everything else. And
I'm gonna
get it in place, and it's still not even attached yet. They still got to plug pieces on top for them to that just happened. And they are plug one piece of track in between two existing pieces of track, and they weren't just going in one path from, say, like, you know, that piece of track and then do the next piece of track and the next piece of track. And that is because the one that they are installing doesn't have a support underneath it, so it would just be free hanging, and it's really the only way they can smartly do this. In and then tighten everything up.
So again, this coaster, according to Universal, is not going to open until 2026. That is what they're stating. My personal opinion, I don't believe that for 1 minute. I think they're going to do soft openings late 2025. Post in the comments if you think that's the case. I think, personally, that is the case. I think they are going to do it that way. So we'll have to wait and see. Again, thank you, America Coaster Network, for providing this video. I'm glad you actually were able to capture live them installing a track piece. So congratulations to you. One thing I want to talk about, let me see here. Let me see. Mondo from Five Fires, another great friend of the channel. I'm going to have him on hopefully in the next couple months. But this just popped up the other day. This is in Universal City Walk in Hollywood, not Orlando, but in Hollywood. This was a former location, or this was a location that was a sushi spot. And a lot of people were speculating on what this spot could be, you know, because it's closed. They moved out. You have the Pardon Our Dust. What honestly could it be? So people start commenting, Universal High being one of them, another great friend of the channel. He said basically there's an archway above the Mexican restaurant Anjitos on one side, and the other side is Jamba Juice, I want to say. But right above it was like a kind of like a wizard type dinner show theater. That was kind of cool. Wish they could bring it back. I hope they bring it back, or bring something back in that spot, because that's just a vacant spot with nothing there, which is kind of horrible in my opinion. They should put something there. A lot of people are saying it should be Big Fire, which is, if I'm not mistaken, it's like a Big Fire is kind of like a steakhouse to a point, and then Cowfish is kind of like it's kind of a mixture between like a fish restaurant, but also a kind of like a steakhouse as well. Red Oven, I think, is a pizza place. Either Big Fire or Red Oven's a pizza place. And these are the places I'm talking about in Orlando. Let's see. I don't think anyone else posted it. Very interesting because they closed this down. Okay. They closed this down. And then what's funny to me, let me go back. I don't know if Mondo has it on his channel. I'm going to look through his Twitter real quick because I don't think I even have it. Also, me and Tommy Toon World on our opening weekend of Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios Hollywood. One of the days, early in the morning, we did the Hello Kitty Cafe and the Smile Shop. The Smile Shop, it was cool. It was cute. But we waited 2 hours and 45 minutes to experience both. And that was brutal because that entire weekend, it was hotter than bejesus. It was, I think the hottest it got there that weekend was 107, 108. It was brutal. I was dying. It was awful. But the Smile Shop was very cool, very small. But the Hello Kitty Cafe, that right there, that I tried pretty much all the drinks except for like the coffee and the latte. And I think there was like a mocha one or green tea. I didn't try that. But like all the kind of like fruity, sugary ones, I did try those. They don't get me wrong, they were good. But very, 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 very sugary. Very sugary. So if you can't have sugar, no, you can't have that. I want to ask everyone in the chat right now, what have you all experienced Halloween Horror Nights? Let me ask that in the chat right now. Have you experienced Halloween Horror Nights? And if you have, what houses did you enjoy? Post in the comments. I'm very curious to hear what your comments are. So definitely post down below. And then also, anyone, this is just a little channel update, something I found out today. iOS 18, if you have an iPhone, you can now have the feature to download or to add your California state ID. If you live in the state of California, you have an iPhone and you download iOS 18, you can put your California driver's license on your iPhone now in your Apple Wallet. So just keep that in mind. Also, a little sidetracked as well. Opening night for Not Scary Farm is going on right now. It's either opening night or it's a media day. I think it's opening night, but there's all the YouTubers are there, Mondo, everybody, Crystal and Chris. So if you're there tonight, have fun, stay safe. I am actually going to be there next Thursday. So I'm super excited. Tommy Toon World's coming out again. And me and him are going to link up and try to survive Not Scary Farm. I haven't done Not Scary Farm, I think, since 2018. So I'm super excited this year. I wish I could have went next year or last year for the 50th anniversary. I'm kind of sad I didn't, but definitely very cool. I'm not going to watch any of the videos, just like for HHN. I don't want any type of spoilers or anything like that. So I'm not going to be watching any of that footage, even though it's very tempting. Just trying to see here if anyone posted it, and I don't think anyone did. And if it did, it's just not. Man, I don't see it anywhere. Well, that's not good. What is that? Midnight breakfast. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that one. Eating breakfast at midnight, that would be kind of interesting, don't you think? It'd be very, very odd to have breakfast that early in the morning. I want to jump to the universal map now. Reason being, like you saw, there was some closures happening. I'm sure everyone's seen it. Whoop, wrong way. Some closures happening in City Walk. Okay, so first of all, again, channel update that basically I want to go way over here because I know Google takes forever to update their maps, so I know they're not going to have updates to a point. This restaurant here, that's that sushi place. Basically, in a nutshell, that place is closed. It's rumored, not confirmed by any mean necessary, but rumored to be a restaurant from Orlando City Walk. It could be Cowfish. It could be Red Fire. It could be, Red Brick, Big Fire. It could be any of those restaurants. Hopefully, it's one of them because I heard they're all absolutely amazing restaurants. Another thing, right? I don't know why this hasn't there's no name to it. This is kind of like an indoor skydiving experience for City Walk. That is actually rumored to be closed either this year or early next year. Reason being, with that closure, because right now, as it sits, this building here is for Universal for, I want to say it's the engineering department. I could be wrong. I think it's the engineering department. This building is supposed to be relocated. And with that, this building and I'm not. So you got this building here, which I believe is the engineering building for Universal for creatives or the park in general. And then this is the H lot that usually has HHN houses. So this year it is Ghostbusters Afterlife and it is Insidious, the Further. Supposedly this lot, the H lot, and this area here is supposedly rumored to be, if I'm not mistaken, it's supposed to be either the second hotel location or it's supposed to be theme park expansion. I don't know which because they haven't really said yet. It's not confirmed yet. It is going to be, this engineering department is being relocated though. That is being relocated. That has been talked about. Where it's going to be relocated, I think if we go over here behind Falls Lake or in front of it, whatever way you're looking, it's supposed to be relocated in this area here. So, yeah, I'm guessing that building will be demolished at some point. Again, either this year or next year, to make way either for theme park expansion or to make way for, not, how can I put it? Theme park expansion made for second Universal Hotel, which supposedly is supposed to be like Universal. I don't think it's going to be Universal Beijing Hotel. I think that's going in front of the park. It's supposed to be, oh gosh, I think it's like the Altura. If I'm missaying that, I'm not good when it comes to those fancy words, but the second location of the hotel, the second hotel is supposed to be located in this spot, or it's supposed to be located in, or it's supposed to, so I don't know. Would you guys want 2 hotels for Universal Hollywood, or would you want 1 hotel? And for this right here that you're looking at, theme park expansion, comment down below. I'm very curious on what you guys think about that. Me personally, I think it would be awesome to have a second. Excuse me, guys. It would be awesome to have a second Universal hotel. I just think since Universal Hollywood is so small, personally, I would like to see this become theme park expansion, and I think they could do it because it's already rumored and it's already kind of sort of confirmed, not by Universal, but this area here, which is the tram load and unload area, is being relocated back down to the lower lot. And where the lower lot is the location where it's going, they're going to carve into this hillside here. This is where the tram tour is going to be loading at. And this is going to be the new station here. So the hillside, which they have more than plenty of room to put the tram tour right here on the hillside. They just have to carve into it, which gives the ability for this. The tram studios tram garage is also going to be relocated if I heard properly. So you got this spot, and these spots right here. That can make a pretty big theme park expansion. Now, I know it's been talked about numerous times on what it could be. It could be a Harry Potter expansion. It could be Dark Universe. It could be, it could be Pokemon. It could be How You Train Your Dragon. The possibilities are endless. One thing I could tell you right now, a Nintendo expansion is not going in this area. If it's going to go anywhere, it's going next to Super Nintendo World or it's going behind it. So we can rule out a Super Nintendo World expansion, at least in the upper lot. That would not make any sense, period. And then Springfield. So supposedly there was a post on Twitter not too long ago about Orlando's Simpsons land, that they were going to close it in 2025. I don't know how true that is. I don't know if they meant like in phases they're going to be closing it, like certain sections will be torn down or stripped of its theming. Because as many of you probably already know, in 2028, Universal loses the contract to Disney, who owns 21st Century Fox, which at the time they had the rights to The Simpsons, which they leased the rights to Universal for, I think it was like a 10 or 15-year contract or a 20-year contract. I can't even remember. But that contract's ending in 2028. This show building here has been around for at least 25 plus years. And if you look on, like if you're driving on the tram, right? Because the tram goes from Kirk Douglas Drive and goes down behind the Simpsons building. This building here is actually sitting on a hillside, and this building has been deemed by many to be unsafe. So that's why this building, a lot of times when you go to the theme park and you're all like, why would Universal get rid of this ride? It always has high wait times. There's a reason behind that. The reason is half of that building is abandoned. And what I mean by abandoned, I mean that there's hardly any ride vehicles. And if there are ride vehicles on that abandoned side, they are only there to use for parts for the active side of the theater, for the active ride vehicles that need spare parts. So this is it's a fallen apart attraction and a building that is literally becoming unsafe, becoming more and more unsafe. So that is something that is a major concern. So more than likely they are going to tear this building down. My problem with this is, and the way I see it is, will we have the studio tour load and unload area moved by the time they want to tear this building down? Because they will have to close the street off, Kirk Douglas Drive. They will have to close it off just so debris and stuff doesn't fall on the road when trams are trying to drive through there during the day. So that building's got to go. There's no question, ifs, ands, or buts about it. I know people are going to give me, crap. It's all right. I'm used to it. Supposedly early in concept, Soundstage 7, at least Soundstage 7 through 11 was supposed to be for theme park expansion. And what I mean by that is Super Nintendo World. So that is, it's still rumored to be theme park expansion. I just don't know if it's going to be Nintendo or not. I'm kind of hoping it is. We'll just have to wait and see. Transformers the ride. A lot of people have speculated with Soundstage 15 and 17 that this building is going to be demolished and that could be the Nintendo property. I just don't think so. I don't think so. The way I see it is the fact I just don't see them doing that. I don't. Because Hollywood is so small, you don't want to get rid of attractions. You want to add attractions. That's why I still want to keep my high hopes that Stage 7 through 11, I don't know about 12, but at least Soundstage 7 through 11 will be torn down for theme park expansion. Probably even Stage 5, Stage 3, Stage 6, and I think this is Stage 4, Stage 8. All this right here is going to be ripped out. That will be for theme park expansion. I'm pretty sure of it. Whether it's going to be a Nintendo property, I have no idea. A lot of people have given me crap over saying it's a Donkey Kong expansion. I would have liked it to be a Donkey Kong expansion, but hear me out. Even though it would be a Donkey Kong expansion, it would be modified. And what I mean by that is instead of having maybe a coaster, you have an indoor dark ride. You could go that route, or if you want a coaster that bad, you can always add different things to the Hollywood Park. Different experiences, different characters, a Donkey Kong themed restaurant. But a lot of people have said it's not going to be Donkey Kong, so I'm kind of losing hope on that one. Another one that I'm hoping for is Luigi's Mansion. I think that would be very cool to have a Luigi's Mansion type land. Also, it's been rumored Zelda could come here. Shout out to Mr. Webber. He wants Star Fox. I've also heard Pokemon. I don't know how true that is. So definitely, definitely something interesting. Then also the Mummy, this massive footprint right here. I don't think the Mummy is going to go away. What replaces it, I have no idea. It could be Velocicoaster, which I don't know. I would like another coaster to come to this area, but not be inside of a building like this. I'd rather have it outside the building. I've also heard that it could be the Beijing version of Jurassic, but now you have two kind of indoor, outdoor type Jurassic World rides, so I don't know how that would even work. But probably a Velocicoaster. I don't know what you guys think about that. But the Mummy is definitely going away. That is happening. Now, I know a lot of people want Dark Universe to come. I want Dark Universe to come. Personally, I think Dark Universe should have came to Hollywood before Orlando got it, because Hollywood is where the monsters came alive. It's kind of shocking that Hollywood didn't get that first, but whatever. I think this area right here between these buildings that are also going to be torn down eventually for theme park expansion, I think Dark Universe is going to go in this area here. If they are going to bring it, it's going to go right here. I 100% believe that. I 100% believe that. But, you know, who knows? Who knows? You know, do you guys... What do you guys think about this? Do you think it's possible? Do you not think it's possible? What do you guys think? Post in the comments. I really want to know what you guys think about this. Because I know we're getting an on-site hotel. That is happening. And where that's rumored to go, because I want to break it down for you guys so you guys can understand, is from this circle spot right here, all the way down and taking up this whole area right here. So from the right where this building is at, like the edge of it, from that point all the way up to that point, that's going to be hotel. That is going to be hotel. These right here, security, these are going to get removed. These are not staying here, period. These are getting moved to the parking structures. So Frankenstein, E.T., Curious George, Jurassic, they are all going to get moved to the parking structures. They are going to follow what Disneyland is doing. So what that entailed, that means, see where these little gaps are? These are all going to be fenced in. So you will no longer be able to, once the hotel's built, the only way in the city walk is you have to park at the structure. You have to go through security at the structures, just like you do at Disneyland. Then from there, you can walk in the city walk. And the reason why Universal is doing this is for a safety. I've talked to some security that have told me they have had incidents at stores, at restaurants, where someone pulls a knife, someone pulls some type of a weapon. They have illegal contraband they shouldn't have on them. So this will eliminate that problem. But with doing that, we look at also the Sombra location, the old Sombra location. This is it right here. Supposedly, well, it's not supposedly, it is now confirmed that Sombra is going to be escape rooms. Personally, for me, I'm glad to a point escape rooms are coming, because they have a lot of properties they can, you know, put in and out of the experience to kind of change it up. The only bad part is it's kind of a restaurant, and you're putting escape rooms into a restaurant or a former restaurant, I just don't honestly believe that was the best idea they could have done. I kind of feel like they should have put it in a different spot. I kind of feel like they should have put in an Orlando-based restaurant in this spot here. So that I kind of wish they would have done that, and they didn't. So that kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of horrible they did that, but I'm glad that I'm glad they're doing it finally after all this time, because City Walk has lost a lot of. They lost the nighttime crowds. They used to have, like you saw earlier with the Wizard dining experience, they had a nightclub, which is literally, the location was literally above the NBC Sports Grill. That's been closed for some time now. I just kind of feel like they kind of messed up on that. They should have put that in a better spot. Now, I want to ask you guys, because Universal Orlando, they are, how can I put it? They have the facial recognition. We out here in Hollywood have issues where we're still dealing with the thumbprint scanner. Personally, I don't like that. I don't like the thumbprint scanner, especially for anyone that is a annual pass holder for Universal. The thumbprint scanners don't always cooperate, and they take forever to load. A facial recognition would be so much better. Personally, for me, it would be so much better to have that than this old style thumbprint scanner nonsense, stupid. I'm just going to say it's stupid because it is stupid. It's old tech and it needs to be updated. But yeah, it's just, it's getting old. It's way too old, way too old. I want to ask you guys about this, because this is a big plot of land right here. Do you guys think, I know Universal and private events use this area, do you think this area should be a restaurant again? And what restaurant would you put in this location? If you want a restaurant there, what restaurant would you put there? What restaurant? Because I'm very curious on what you guys think about that. Because personally, for me, God, that's a tough one. Because I personally would love to have another restaurant there. I just don't know what you would put there. It would have to be, God, it would have to be a massive restaurant, like a massive restaurant. I just don't know what in the hell you would put there. I just don't know. Again, how many of you did Halloween Horror Nights? I want to ask that, because I asked that way early on in the beginning of the live stream. How many of you have done Universal Hollywood or Halloween Horror Nights? And you know what? Since we're talking about HHN anyway, I'm going to pull up one of my videos that I have. I think that would be appropriate. Also, anyone doing the RIP tour, they have changed it back to the original way it was, where when you're with your tour guide, after your tour is over, let's say you have a couple hours until the park closes, you could still go through the RIP tour lines after your tour is done. They brought that back. Last year, they didn't have that option. You would have to go through Express with everyone else that bought Express. And a lot of people, including myself, got very frustrated by that because it's like, what? We pay the most expensive ticket as RIP tour guests, and it's not fair that we have to share the express line. So Universal and John Murdy decided to bring it back, and I'm so glad they did. Very glad they did. So we're going to watch a video of mine. Let me see what video to choose, because so Ian, thank you for joining the channel. Let me click on your comment real quick. Ian said they have to got to bring Cowfish to. Hey, I'm right there with you. I want Cowfish to come. I want the other type of restaurants also they have to come to Hollywood. Also, I would love to have a nightclub or some type of nighttime dining entertainment experience to come back to Hollywood. It is a great restaurant. I'm sure of it. I would love to try it. I'd be dying to try it. You know, it's funny. Me and Tommy Toon World were talking about this. If they brought back a nightclub, would you guys just want a regular nightclub, or would you want like a Universal Monsters nightclub? Or even, let me ask you this. Let me ask you guys this. Would you guys like to see a version of Red Coconut Club come to our City Walk? Because I get jealous of Orlando's City Walk with their Red Coconut Club. The only reason being, it seems like they have celebrations for every single holiday, special events for pass holders all the time at that location in City Walk. I don't know why our version of City Walk does not have that. I would love for that to come to our City Walk. I would love it. Absolutely, for sure, 100%. Let me click on a video here. Just gotta find one that we could do. Dead Exposure or Insidious. I'm trying to, or Okay, hold on. Ian, you pointed out something. Great idea of bringing a themed nightclub. I have high hopes for the escape rooms. I do too. I was just saying this, Ian. I don't know if you were watching earlier. They are putting it in the former Sombra Brazilian Steakhouse location. I just kind of feel that location probably wouldn't have been better if it was a restaurant from Orlando coming to that spot, or even a version, like I said, of the Red Coconut Club coming to that spot, because I kind of feel like that area of City Walk is kind of like dead, and to put something like that wouldn't have probably been better. Personally, I'm not dissing the fact that that we're getting escape rooms. I love that idea. I love that. I just don't think that was the best spot to put that. I think it should have went in a different spot in City Walk, personally. But you know, I'm glad it's coming. I just wish it was in a different spot. But right now, we're gonna watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Legacy of Leatherface. I filmed this with Tommy Toon World.
But when they moved the main road, meat got harder to find. My brothers and I dug some up from the graveyard.
It's going to be so crazy. Won't make them stop.
And then before we continue the video, Ian also said, "Sorry, I just joined." Hey, no, it's okay. I don't discourage anyone from joining late. It's all good. But he also said, "But I agree, it would have been a great place for a Red Coconut Club." Great idea. Yeah, again, that area of City Walk is just kind of like dead to me, or it's dead to a lot of people. It really doesn't get that much foot traffic. So I think a version of Red Coconut Club, or even one of the restaurants that they're thinking about bringing from Orlando City Walk, like Cowfish, or what was the other ones? There was Cowfish, there was Red Brick, or I forgot the other two restaurants they were thinking about bringing over, but I think it would have brought that area back to life if they want to put something like that in that Sombra location and moved the escape room somewhere else. I think that could have been a better move, in my opinion. But
I thought he was in a hurry.
most bizarre things. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Again, absolute great, great guy. They went after him too. It was very funny to sit there and watch that. What are we gonna do? Post in the comments right now. Which video do you want me to show before we end tonight's live stream? Dead Exposure, the Terror Tram. What other ones do I have? The Weekend, A Quiet Place, Universal Monsters. Post down below which one you want me to put up next. And actually, I also have Ghostbusters. I think I have all of them up on my channel. The Purge Show. I think I feel like I'm missing one. Insidious. Let me know. Post in the comments. Meanwhile, Ian said, I think you're thinking of Big Fire. I am thinking of Big Fire. Thank you for that. Which I've heard is absolutely delicious. They also have themed mini gold in Orlando could be cool. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You also said Love City Walk, so much potential. Absolutely. It does have so much potential. They have so much they can do with it. It's how they do it is the real question. It's how they do it. From what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong. Anyone that's watching this, correct me if I'm wrong, but Universal, especially Hollywood, got, I think it was anywhere from $1 to $3 billion expansion budget to get ready for the 2028 Olympics. So they have the funding, they have the money, it is there. It's how they execute it is what the question is going to become. And I say it all the time when either on my channel or I'm always a guest on Orange Grove 55. Shout out to him and Disney George. And I say it all the time on their channel too, because we talk a lot about Disney and Disneyland and Walt Disney World, with Disneyland finally getting approved for Disneyland Forward and them having a budget that they have to spend within 10 years or else they get fined. Was it 10 years or 5 years? I can't even remember. And they have all these ideas about 2 new rides coming to Avengers Campus. They have the Coco Dark ride that got announced. They also have plans to update their version of Downtown Disney with all the restaurants. They're adding a third or fourth attempt to add a Earl Sandwich location. They got the Parkside Market. They have the former Tortilla Joe's location that they're going to be tearing down and building, I think, 2 restaurants. They also have the former La Bea Bakery location that temporarily right now is being taken over by Earl Sandwich. That's supposed to be ripped out and it's supposed to be Porto's. Again, how these theme parks execute attractions, lands, experiences, shows, restaurants, shopping. It's how they execute it. I have no problem of theme parks trying to, keep their parks relevant, keep them updated, keep them exciting for everybody and to cater everybody. But also you have to plan it, you have to design it where it's going to last. You don't want to build something and then it lasts a year, couple years, when it was supposed to have a 10 to 15 year lifespan and it barely lasts 2 years and you're ripping it out already. that's not being productive. That's wasting money. You might as well just take your wad of cash Disney or your wad of cash Universal and throw it into a fire, because that's what you're doing. So don't do that. Just don't do that. I think since no one chose, I think what we're gonna do, I'm gonna play Dead Exposure, and then I'm gonna probably head off for tonight. And then programming note about next week, I am not going to be doing a Conductor Thursday live stream. On Thursday, I might do it on Wednesday or maybe even Tuesday. I'm not sure. I got to get with Tommy Toon World. Me and him are probably going to do a video getting ready for Not Scary Farm. Either we're going to do it before or we're going to do it after. I haven't really decided just yet. So there may or may not be a chance I might be doing a Conductor Thursday next week. I'll have to wait and see. If I do one, maybe it won't be with Tommy. Maybe I'll try to have Orange Grove 55 on the channel, or have Mondo, or even have Theme Park Wizard. So definitely stay tuned. I'll definitely keep you guys updated on that, so that way you guys can always be informed, and I'll try to keep you guys informed. But I'm going to play Dead Exposure right now for you guys. Oh, my fault. Hold on. Time out. I do want to let you guys know, since this was the opening weekend of HHN, I don't have all the scare actors. One of the main ones you'll see, and I'll point it out, compared to other videos you might find online. Again, it was very hot opening weekend, so a lot of scare actors and houses, even in the Terror Tram, weren't there because it was just too hot for the scare actor to wear the costume. So just keep that in mind. So right here is where they went and had a big kind of giant gorilla that kind of had like its brains showing on top, if I'm not mistaken, but a big giant gorilla working on this guy on the table. But again, since it was so hot, they didn't have him out.
The breach cannot be contained. If you believe in a God, now's the time to pray. This is your base commander speaking. The breach cannot be contained. Repeat, the breach cannot be contained. If you believe in a God, now's the time to pray. And the earth and all the burns up.
And then I just want to point out as well, I had Tommy Toon World on last week's live stream, Conductor Thursday live stream, and we talked about everything that we experienced the entire weekend, what our best houses were, what, in our opinion, what was the food like and whatnot. He also has a bunch of POVs of the house walkthroughs. He has some food reviews up, if I'm not mistaken, and I think he's still working on it. If not, he already has it up, the Hello Kitty Cafe video. So definitely check out Tommy Toon World on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. But I am your host, Theme Park Conductor. I am glad that you all joined for this episode of Theme Park Conductor, of Conductor Thursday live stream. I just want to say again, thank you guys very much for all the support and love that you do give me. Just recently, I posted on my Twitter that I hit 400 followers on my Twitter, and that is all thank you. That's all thanks to you guys and your support. I can't imagine to keep doing this channel without your support. Again, I have a lot of great friends that I've met since starting this channel. Mondo from Five Fires, Tommy from Tommy Toon World. I've met Ethan from Theme Park Wizard. I've met JP from JP Land 21. I've met David from Fresh Baked, Crystal and Chris. There are so many content creators I've met, talked to, hung out with. So it's been an absolute enjoyment, and my respect for all of them is so high. I've learned so much from all of them, and they are great people to learn from. And all it takes is to watch their videos, and if you're in the parks and you see them, go and say hello. They welcome that. I want to be very clear on that. They welcome, they want you to come up and say hi to them. Same with me. If you see me at Universal, you see me at Disneyland eventually when I go back to Disneyland, or even this coming Thursday coming up. I'm going to be at Not Scary Farm with Tommy Toon World. If you see me, please say hello. Don't be scared to. I like when you guys come up to me and say hi. It makes me feel that the support is there. So definitely come say hello. And again, I want to thank you guys so very much for joining in. You can find me on YouTube and Instagram at ThemeParkConductor. You can find me on Twitter at ThemeConductor. You can also find me on Threads at ThemeParkConductor. You can find me on Discord. I posted all the links down below in the description, so definitely subscribe, follow me on my socials so you never miss anything that's going on with the channel. Ian also posted, can't wait for that Knots coverage. Hope I see you in HHN soon. Well, let me know when you're going, Ian, and I will try to book a ticket. I think that would be a lot of fun. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to do HHN again or not, because I only bought the RIP the first night. I used my GA ticket from my Platinum Pass, and then I did Express Unlimited the third night, so I'm not sure if I'll do HHN again. I will let the channel know if I do. And I'm going to be at Not Scary Farm this coming Thursday with Tommy Toon World, and we're definitely going to be doing POVs of the houses. We're definitely going to be doing some food reviews, some merch videos. We're going to try to cram it in all in one night, so I hope it's possible. We might even do a live stream from Knots. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'll let you guys know for sure. But again, thank you guys so very much for joining in tonight. I know a lot of people are probably headed off to bed, or probably at Not Scary Farm with Mondo and the rest of the content creators that have media passes. Hopefully one day I can get there and have a media pass for the theme parks. But until then, I try to provide the best content I can for you guys. And again, I do it as a hobby. I do it for you guys because sometimes I just need to escape from work, and this is my escape, doing theme park news. So I'm glad I'm able to do it for you guys. So without further ado, thank you guys so very much, and stay cool out there. Be safe, be kind to one another, and I will catch you guys next Thursday at Not Scary Farm. Again, I will let the channel know, the community, even on my Twitter, Instagram, Discord, Threads, the YouTube community. I'll let you guys all know when and if I do a live stream from Not Scary Farm. So definitely stay tuned for that. Have a good night, everybody.